both you guys were amazing in Half Brothers. I absolutely laughed my butt off and also, cried some tender tears. So excellent work.
Thank you.
Aside from being about brothers, it's also about fathers and sons and the legacy that our fathers passed down to us that then we pass on. So my first question would be for Luis, how did your dynamic with your father affect your relationship with your stepson at the start of this movie? Can you talk a little bit about that new family he's entering?
In my real life?
No, in the movie.
I was like,
yes, tell me about your
what do you know?
No, no, at first he's struggling to connect with his stepson.
Yes, well, there's a lot of baggage for this character, like he was abandoned when he was a kid. His father came to the US in a search of a better life. He never came back. So Renato, now he's a really successful businessman, Mexican businessman, but he is really pissed. He's really angry with his father. He's really angry with America, with the United States, because he thinks the United States stole his father, and suddenly he realizes he has this half brother who's American and who is basically everything he hates. And he needs to do a road trip with him to understand why his father never came back and why they never met before. So I think what we were looking for with these characters and with this story was talking about the differences between Mexico and the States, and also talking about why are we not so different at the end of the day, and talking about empathy and talking about relationships between fathers and sons and siblings, and also portraying the immigration problem with a lot of respect and dignity, and also wrap all of those themes in a comedy. So it was a really interesting project, and I'm really happy with the result, and we'll see what's the response from the audience.
Yeah, I was really impressed as well with all of those different entities combined in one. But speaking of the comedy side of things, Connor, I heard that you as Asher, were definitely the goat whisperer for George. Absolutely. George the goat. Can you talk a little bit about having a goat as your co-star and how, you showered it with fatherly love?
Yes. So right before going to Albuquerque to start shooting the film, I decided not to bring my husky with me because, for one thing, he's a husky. He's a winter dog. He already resents me for bringing him to LA. And Albuquerque is 113 degrees, so no way I'm bringing my husky there. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to have this goat for this whole shoot, and he's going to replace my dog. Like the relationship I have with my dog, I'll just have it with this goat. And I wasn't thinking intelligently because goats and dogs are different species for various reasons. And it was, first week it was strenuous with George. He didn't like me. I don't know why. He just didn't want to accept me for a little bit. Every take he'd just ram. Goats they ram. That's like a thing. And he's about shin high, and he would just ram me in the shins over and over, and I just had to walk and do the scene like nothing's happened.
Why does that sound like Renatito and Renato were very much the same?
I
know.
That's true. That's true. The only difference is that Renatito is not in the interview.
Yeah.
My final question for you is just, the brothers learn things about each other, of course. What did you learn about as actors from each other on set?
From each other as actors?
As actors, yes. You guys working together.
Well, Connor is really talented, especially for doing improv. He has a really interesting improv background. So I'm a huge fan of improv. So I don't know, when you admire your co-star and the people you're working with, it's so much easier and you feel so much comfortable throwing balls to the other player, So at the end of the day, I think also Luke, the director, gave us a lot of freedom to improvise. And I think most of the funniest moments in the film came from those improvisations and being present and playing on set. So it was actually pretty easy.
I love that. Thank you both so much. Have a great day. And
thank you, Gemma.
Bye.